Hey guys, it's Jeff again, and I've got a video for you today. It is called My Best Converting Subject Lines, and I'm going to actually give you my most recent highest open rate subject lines so you can use them in your own business. And after that, I'm going to give you some of my proven templates that you can literally cut and paste those templates into your own business and use them because those templates have proven to be extremely effective for me in my business. Now, here is my most recent highest open rate subject line for a list of about 116,000 different people. I have lists in different markets. I have lists even the same market, but I segment them out. But in this general list, sent it out the highest open rate subject line I've had in quite some time. And it said just simply, here's proof that Frank's a nut job. And as you remember in our rules for subject line video, I talked about things that get people the basic rules for writing a good subject line. And some of those rules we're talking about facts. Well, it says here's proof. And then another part we talked about curiosity. Well, which Frank is Jeff talking about? Is he talking about Frank Kern? He's talking about Frank so-and-so. Everyone knows of Frank, but they're not sure which one it is. So it also helps create a sense of curiosity so they want to actually open up the subject line. And then I'm calling him a nut job, and I'm saying here's proof that some Frank is a nut job. Well, that's kind of a shock factor. It's kind of a controversial statement. So those are all the elements that I wrote into the subject line. In fact, I probably wrote 10 variations of the subject line before I picked this one, and it worked out to be the highest open rate. I should have tested it. I didn't, but my stats show me that it worked out to be the right choice because it's the highest open rate that I've had. Now, this also has one of my highest click-through rates. And going back to the rules of writing subject lines, we talked about how if you can get the subject line to match the content of the email, you're going to have a significantly higher click-through rate. Just so happens that this one is my highest recently also. And all it says is quite simply, Frank Kern is a fool. Well, guess what? I just answered the question as to which Frank I'm talking about. Well, let me read through the email first, and then we'll dissect it a little bit and move on. So it says, Frank Kern is a fool. Next line, this proves it. Then I give them a link. Enjoy, Jeff Johnson. P.S. Yes, Frank and I are still great friends, and he just had my family over for a barbecue last week. Actually, it was pretty sad watching Frank try to operate the grill, so I took over and basted everything with more beer. That's the secret to good barbecue. But he's a fool, plain and simple. Here's irrefutable proof that Frank's a certifiable nut job. Then I gave another link, and then I gave my consumer notice that talked about how it's an affiliate link, and another link on top of that. But the reason this email works is it follows the style copy that I taught in the seminar videos, and I'll be teaching in other videos for you as well, where I talked about short and sweet to the point. Each paragraph should never be more than 1 or 2 sentences long, and that you need to use factors such as curiosity and the same statements that we use in the subject lines you incorporate into the email. So this is a very short and sweet email. It was giving away a free book. Frank Kern is giving away free copies of book. I made quite a bit of money on this for just giving something away for free, and I actually built rapport with my list because I gave them something really cool and it's free. And I was humorous about it. I talked about how Frank can't barbecue and how I based everything with beer. And I talked about how he's a certifiable nut job. So those are the type of things that I will teach you and have taught you in some of the other training videos. But this, I just wanted to show you an example of just literally how highly effective yet short and sweet my emails are. And I've gotten this down to a science over the years. Now, here's another high open rate for me, another recently mailed open rate, 14 free training videos just posted. But this is actually one of the template formats that I follow religiously, and we talk about that later in this video. And it simply says, I'm telling them very specifically, here's 14, very specific number, free, which is very important. And I talked about how training videos have high open rates along with PDF files. So this one is specifically 14 free training videos just posted. This pretty much can be used in any market, can it? I mean, any market that you want to use this in, you can use it. The same thing goes for Frank being a certifiable nut job. These are open-ended, general subject lines that you can swipe and use them in your own business. I'm giving you permission to do so. Here's another one that surprised me recently. I would have thought that this one would do significantly better than it did. It wasn't a failure, but it wasn't nearly as effective as the last couple that we talked about. So this is why it goes back to our subject line rules that we discussed in the other video. We talked about the importance of testing. I swore when I wrote this that it would do well, and I just threw it out without testing. And it said price doubles tonight. People hate to miss out. They don't like to miss out on a good deal. They don't like to miss out altogether. So I was very specific about the price doubles tonight. And it didn't do well. It may not have done well for several reasons, including the fact that they pretty much know I'm trying to sell them something with a subject line such as this. But hey, if you want to let them know something's for sale, if you've already been trying to sell your list something in the past and you've mailed them once or twice in the last day or two about it, you might want to try this particular subject line. Like I said, it wasn't a failure, but it surprised me how well it didn't end up doing for me. Next one, here's a consistently good open rate. This is a subject line that I use over and over again. And remember our rules, we talked about in another video, don't abuse it. But when you say definitely worth checking out, that applies to so many different things. It applies to so many different markets. And if you use it once every month or two, your list forgets that you used it the last time, or the new people on your list have never seen it. So I've used this over and over again. Definitely worth checking out. I'm telling you that. I built a report on my list and I'm telling you, hey, this is something you check out. It doesn't say it's free. It doesn't say it's for sale. It doesn't say it's a video. It doesn't say a PDF. So there's just curiosity there. It just simply says definitely worth checking out, but this is one that has consistently good open rates for me. Here's another one that works really well for me consistently. Last call, the doors are closing. Oh no, I hate to miss out. I don't want to miss out. That's what people think. So when you use the term last call, they start to think, what am I missing out on? I hate to miss out. So there's some curiosity there. And then I also say the doors are closing. So the doors are closing imply that something is for sale, but this still gives me consistently good open rates. So if someone's been caught up in a launch sequence that you've been putting out there for somebody else, promoting someone else's product or even your own product, this is a good style that you can use. Here's another one with a high open rate. Let them build your list for you. On this particular list, they respond to list building. They like to learn how to build their list because it's internet marketers. So when I say let them build your list for you, they don't know if they have to pay for it. They don't know if it's free, but I do know from testing that they like to learn about things when it comes to building their list. So I put a little curiosity in there, but also some specificity by saying build your list. Let them build your list for you. That means somebody else is going to do it. You don't have to do the work. We don't know if you have to pay or not, but this had a really good high open rate for me, and this can be used over and over again if you wanted to. The next one, consistently good open rates for this one too. It's the format. It's not this particular one necessarily. I should have made this a template for you. But this one said, your Circle of Money video number 2 and cheat sheet are now ready. It had a 49% open rate on a list of about 40, I don't know, 20, 30, 40,000 people. It's a pretty big list. Actually, yeah, it's quite a big list. But you would actually just simply take out the Circle of Money is the name of the product. So the people on the list have been waiting for a series of emails about the Circle of Money. And if you go back and review the video for the presentation I gave at the seminar last month, and I included it in this tutorial, this module, I actually walked through this and I talked about how you create these cliffhangers in your email so you can lower your unsubscribe rates. And one of the things I did in the first couple of emails in the sequence is I kept telling them at the end, P.S. Don't forget, keep your eye out for my next Circle of Money video number 2. It's got some fantastic stuff in it. P.S. Don't forget about the cheat sheets. I'll be sending them to you soon. So at the end of the emails, I'm putting in cliffhangers to help prevent them from unsubscribing from my list, but also looking forward to the next email that comes out. So this one, the format is quite simple. Your blank, blank, blank video number 2 and cheat sheet are now ready. You could use this thing over and over again. Just insert the specific product name or series name that you want and use this one in multiple different markets. It really appeals well. Now here's another one. Highest open rate. You get SACC and Traffic Voodoo as a free bonus. Well, the people on this list have been offered to buy SACC in the past for $2,000. They'd also been offered to buy Traffic Voodoo in the past for $2,000. But now I'm telling them that they can get the two things that they're interested in. They can get them as a free bonus. So it had a high open rate. It was actually the highest open rate on a particular segmented list of, I think, 30,000 people that I just railed out recently. And this was part of a split test. I split tested this against 3 different headlines. This is the one that won, but this is the winning headline. It was a significantly higher open rate, and it just said you get SACC and Traffic Voodoo as free bonus. You can swap out SACC and Traffic Voodoo for anything that you want. You can insert 2 other things that appeal to your marketplace and use that one as a template. Now, let's move into the template section. Here, I simply, where you see XXX X, you replace that with whatever applies to your particular marketplace or that particular email. So this one that I use consistently is something sucks. For example, if I put a subject line in that says Frank Kern sucks, it gets really, really high open rates. Also, when I say things like Google sucks, it gets a really high open rate. It doesn't matter what it is I say sucks. If I say something that matters to my list sucks, they open it up repeatedly. So this is a good template to use. Here's another one. Here's exactly how to blank 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 XXX. So an example would be, here's exactly how to build a huge list fast. You can use this for anything. So here's exactly how to cook good turkey. Here's exactly how to create videos. Here's exactly how to skin a cat. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's a great template. It applies to multiple markets. And remember, folks, I've tested these things over and over and over again for you. I've taken the guesswork out of it. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of revenues behind the testing that I've done in these subject lines. So don't take this lightly. These are proven templates, cut and paste. Try them out in your own business. Here's another one. Steal my best XXX for free. Steal my best headlines for free. Steal my best subject lines for free. Steal my best cooking recipes for free. Steal my best barbecue for free. Steal my best software for free. What's interesting about this, and I've tested this over and over again, and I'm not sure why this works. If they're stealing something, they're basically getting it for free in the first place. But adding the phrase for free really helps with my headlines. It doesn't make any sense to me because I'm telling them steal my best. But I think you're implying that it's okay to steal it if you say it's for free. You're implying that you're giving them permission to steal it. So you could say you have my permission to steal my best thing for free, or you can simply do it this way and say steal my best XXX for free. Once again, I don't know why. It seems redundant, superfluous, but it works, so I use it. Another one that works really well over and over. I have made a small fortune from this. I've sold over $100,000 worth of, well, between the ebooks and the upsales, a $27 ebook with this phrase, absolute bargain at XXX. I had one time used it for absolute bargain at $27, and I earned over $100,000 using that format for an email subject line, and then I turned around and used it for a headline as well in my banner ads, and it works really, really well, and I use it over consistently and consistently again. Here's another one, greatest XXXX ever. Greatest book ever, greatest story ever, greatest grill ever, greatest list building techniques ever, greatest software ever, greatest video programming ever, greatest whatever it is, comma, ever works for me repeatedly in multiple different markets. Consistently new good template, new highly profitable XXX. New highly profitable XXX. You'll notice I capitalize the new. A lot of times I don't capitalize my words, but the words that matter the most are the ones I generally tend to capitalize. You don't want every word to start with a capitalization because then people become blind to it. It doesn't stand out. So you only take the top words, the ones that you really want them to see, and make those capitals. New is one of those keyword phrases that really brings people's attentions to the subject line. So, new highly profitable technique for getting traffic, new highly profitable ebook, new highly profitable training program, new highly profitable ad, new highly profitable video. Whatever it is, slap it in there, you're good to go. Here's another format. If you had ever wished you had more blank, if you ever wished you had more hair, if you had ever wished you had more sleep, if you had ever wished you had more time, if you'd ever wished you had more charisma, if you ever wished you had more girlfriends, if you'd ever wished you had more of anything. This is a basic headline style, and I talked about the simple rules video for subject line rules. We talked about how the subject line is truly a headline. So if you want to learn how to write great subject lines, study great headlines and then test them as subject lines and vice versa. So that is a standard headline format that works. It's the if, you, then format. It works very well. So if you ever wish you had more hair, then this is for you. That's the format. Here are the basic rules. First of all, use a combination of small cap and large cap letters. Don't always use all large caps. Don't always use small caps. Use them sparingly for emphasis. So the things that matter most in your subject line should be capitalized, just the start of the word. So for example, you get XXX for free. Well, people really love free. My headline testing shows that people love the word free. My subject line testing shows that people love the word free. So I tend to emphasize free by capitalizing the start of the word free, but I use small cases in the rest of the subject line. You'd want to vary it up. You want to use it only when you want something to stand out. So free. So you get XXX for free. I capitalize the F in free. And once again, this comes down to use the large caps to start your most important words. We already talked about that. So words like free, which my testing shows are very effective in headlines and also subject lines, and new and bonus, all those things are highly effective not only in headlines but also subject lines. So when you're using the words free, new, bonus, things like that, whatever matters the most, which piques the curiosity the most, which piques the interest of your readers, and you'll learn that from studying their open rates, emphasize those by starting them with capitalizations and use small caps in the rest of the subject lines. And don't be afraid to use punctuation. Sometimes a spam filter will be thrown up when you use funny punctuation, so always run it through a spam filter. If you're using some funny type of punctuation, it may trigger a spam filter because the character has to be formatted in a certain way. But standard characters such as exclamation points, dashes, and commas typically don't trigger spam filters, but they will increase the open rates by using them. So in Google Socks, I always put an exclamation point at the end of socks because that helps increase our open rates. And I think that's about it, folks. So that's it, folks. My name is Jeff Johnson. It's great. I hope you're enjoying the subject lines. As I said, put these things to good use. They're cut and paste templates. They can be used in any market that you want. I've shown you that they're open-ended, and I use them in multiple different markets, and I have generated hundreds of thousands, if not arguably millions, using just some of these templates that I shared with you today. So don't take this stuff lightly. Put it to use in your business. Do your own testing, and we'll talk again soon.